Wonky, why are there always enough mushrooms for us to eat?
Why, Woozy, a sophisticated economic system is involved in determining the right amount of psychedelic mushrooms which appear our field.
What do you mean?
Our entire diet consists of eating psychedelic mushrooms, right? And how much we poop is a function of how much mushrooms we eat. Every time we poop, some of the nutrients in our poop go to feed the underground mole people. And the underground mole people are the ones slaving away to produce all of the psychedelic mushrooms for our enjoyment. But it isn't enough that the underground mole people are forced to work at gunpoint. We've discovered that making the mole people work at gunpoint can ensure the number of hours they work, but it doesn't ensure their productivity. Their productivity is increased by paying them in direct proportion to the number of mushrooms they produce. Since the mole people eat our shit, it forms a natural currency to pay them with.
Oh, I think I understand, Wonky. The more we poop, the more there is to pay the underground mole people with to produce more psychedelic mushrooms.
No, it isn't nearly that simple, Woozy. Because at some point there is plenty of our shit to go around to feed the underground mole people. So they start using our shit to spend on other things.
What sort of other things would the mole people spend our shit on?
The most common thing is to pay other underground mole people for oral or anal sex.
The underground mole people exchange our shit for oral and anal sex.
Well, of course it wouldn't be practical for them to go around all the time with wheelbarrows full of our shit to pay each other for sex, although they do of course push wheelbarrows of our shit around all the time, so in practice they carry paper certificates which are redeemable in our shit.
So everything is always in balance, I guess.
Absolutely not. Imbalances in the system occur all the time. The problem is that the mole people tend to like to have more anal sex in the winter than they do in the summer. So in the summer there is a tendency for them to save up shit certificates for use in the winter months.
That sounds perfectly reasonable.
It is reasonable, but it creates problems, because you and I tend to eat the same amount of psychedelic mushrooms, and therefore shit the same amount all year long. So in the summer months, when the mole people aren't having much anal sex, some of the mole people who spend too many of their shit receipts in the winter start working extra hard to make more shit receipts than normal.
That sounds to me like a good thing. They will produce even more mushrooms for us.
But we don't need those extra mushroom, Woozy. We already have all the psychedelic mushrooms we can stand to eat without blowing our fucking minds completely, since our diet of mushrooms is steady. When the mole people start producing more mushrooms in the summer, what they quickly find out is that there isn't enough shit in the world to pay them with for their extra work. Then, when the world gets around, all the underground labyrinths out there isn't enough shit to go around. The underground mole people stop working as hard, and pretty soon we don't have enough psychedelic mushrooms to eat. As a consequence, there really is less shit to go around to pay the underground mole people with. Then we are stuck in what is called a diarrhea trap.
How do we get out of a diarrhea trap?
Underground monetary authorities print more certificates for shit than there is actual shit. It is called fiat shit, and the supply of it is carefully managed to keep the supply of psychedelic mushrooms and our shit in balance.
Wonky. Let's eat some mushrooms.
Yes, Woozy, let's eat some mushrooms.